Hey guys, Iceman here, and this is Path of Diablo, for those of you who don't know, alright? This is a mod for Diablo 2, and it's the most toad way to play Diablo 2 as of right now, okay? You can take it from the Iceman as word of truth. Even if you haven't met me before, you can trust me, brah, alright? You can trust me. And there's a lot of folks who can vouch for this shit. Just read the comments, man. This game's toad. But anyway, this is just like Diablo 2. It's a modded version of Diablo 2 with many additions. I was very hesitant to play Path of Diablo for a long time. I was just playing on Battle.net Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction expansion, and this has the expansion on it. And many, many more additions. But I was like, oh, why the fuck would I want to get on some modded version of Diablo 2? Like, Diablo 2 is just so toad as it is. You know, what possibly needs to be changed? But sure enough, there are many things that could be changed, and there still probably are. And fortunately, the creator of Path of Diablo is still working on Path of Diablo. So this has ladder resets, just like Diablo 2. And the ladder reset for Path of Diablo is this August 2nd, alright? So it's like 2 weeks away or something like that. And I think it's going to be a season... Is it season 8? Shit. I don't know. It's season 8 or season 17, man. I don't know which one, alright? I've only been playing this game for less than a year, I believe, Path of Diablo. And I grew up with Diablo 2, as many of you guys probably have. But check this shit out, man. You got a huge inventory, all right? And you even get a separate section for your charms. So your lucky charms don't have to take up very valuable space any longer. And you have this whole space here just to hold goodies, all right? And in addition to that, in Path of Diablo, and this is multiplayer, by the way. It has its own multiplayer realms. Your stash is huge. See, and that would be really toad if they add tabs to it. Like, I've been playing Diablo Beelzebub. The game is awesome. And it's the modded version of Diablo 1, and you get like 50 stash tabs. And you get a stash. You didn't even have a stash before in Diablo 1, but you do now in this modded version of it. But yeah, so you get a ton of space, man. It's very toad. And of course, your inventory is arranged a little differently to fit in this window now that you have a huge inventory and your character slots are a bit more condensed, but you get used to that fast, man. And there have been several skill changes as well, like modifications and stuff, and balancing. The Hammerdine is no longer prevalent in Path of Diablo, but I think they're still viable to some extent, but they're not what they used to be, man. And I think that's great, because they used to just lead the ladders and stuff. They were just way overpowered, and that's not the case anymore. But there have been several skill changes in Path of Diablo that create balance for other characters to make them viable. The Bozon is one. Like, the bow skills have been modified, and multi-shot no longer reduces damage. In fact, it adds damage. It adds base damage, which is very nice. And many other things, man. Your synergies are reworked, so you don't see now Lightning Fury only has one synergy, but instead of only 1% lightning damage per level as it used to be, it's now 6% lightning damage per level. So it's really toad. Just a lot of balancing things. But one of the more notable features of Path of Diablo is the endgame content. All right, when you hit level 80, you can go into this area and open little portals, and you find little keys to make these portals. And within the portals, you find more keys. And it opens up a huge area, man. It's freaking huge. It's like several Chaos Sanctuaries in terms of size. It's like 10 Chaos Sanctuaries, maybe 20. I don't know, man. It's huge. And it's all very challenging stuff. The enemies are a higher level than they are anywhere else in the game, and the best gear can drop in those areas. And it's really nice, because it makes for content that challenges your character, see? Because some of you guys might know, who played the hell out of Diablo 2, eventually it just gets a little easy when your character's so OP. But in Path of Diablo, it has stuff with those tiers that continually challenges your character. So it's a hell of a lot more challenging. You know, the enemies have more resistances, more immunities. They're just more powerful, more HP. They output more damage. And it's just very tight-packed areas with them. So yeah, it makes for a good time, man. And you can collect a lot of goodies in those tiers. But the thing is, they're not essential. You can still find the best gear outside of the tiers. In like the 85 areas, as you always could before. But the tiers just add a new benchmark for your characters. And yeah, so when you get super powerful, it's nice to go to those because it continually challenges your character. You know what I mean? So the tiers are an excellent addition to Path of Diablo. And like I said, there's skill changes, big stash, large inventory, the balancing of characters, the endgame content. What am I missing? Oh yeah, one of the most important things, man. Alright, check this shit out. I'm probably missing more. I haven't played Path of Diablo in probably over a month now because I've been playing Diablo 1 modded, the Beelzebub mod, for a long time. So I'm a little rusty on Path of Diablo now, but of course I put a ton of time into this months ago and when I started doing these videos. But so check this out. You find these orbs of corruption, all right? Well, before I go there, you can also get a unique Grand Charm that can spawn like 30 or 40 different abilities, all of which will contain a modifier for a certain character and a certain skill of that character. Like for the Lightning Javazan, for example, Lightning Bolt will fire 3 bolts, doesn't it? Fires like 2 additional bolts or some shit like that. Or Guided Arrow does like 50% magic damage. Or Magic Arrow does even more magic damage, I think is what it is. Yeah, weird stuff like that, okay? Things that modify your skills. So even more customization. One of them, I think, gives the druid another dire wolf that he can summon if he has this special charm. And then you find these little orbs of enchantment where you can re-roll those charms continually, all right? So the orbs of enchantment you find as well as these orbs of corruption, all right? These drop, they can drop like anywhere, I believe, starting even Act 1 normal, to my understanding. But they're quite rare, and they make for a great currency because everyone wants the orbs. But what you do is you find an orb, and then you take an item, a unique, a rare, whatever you want, and you put it in the stash, or in the cube here, and then you put like the shield, for example. I corrupted it. You can only corrupt them once, and once you corrupt it, the orb disappears, so you have to find another if you want to do this again to a different item. And like I said, you can only corrupt an item once. When you corrupt an item, there's generally like a 50% chance nothing will happen, okay? And then there's a 25% chance, generally, that the item will actually turn into a random rare. And then you're generally pissed off because you just lost your godly item. But another thing it can do is it can modify the item. There are several different attributes it can add to the item, depending on the item type, all right? So you could actually get another prefix or suffix added to this shield if you corrupt it. Or there's, of course, the chance nothing happens. But in addition to that, you can roll random sockets. And like a bone shield, for example, at max, I think it gets 3 sockets max. Right? I think the bone shield gets 3 sockets max. So it could randomly roll 1 to 3 sockets. And this is something we haven't seen before, you know? We've never been able to roll multiple sockets on a unique item. So now you can do that with like Skin of Viper Magi. You know, it used to only get 1 socket when you would Larzik it. But now, if you up it to a Rimhide armor, it depends on the base. So Rimhides, at their base level, can get up to 4 sockets. So you up the damn thing with a cube recipe, and then you slam it, and you hope to get 4 sockets on a Viper Magi. And that's Toad. And you can do that with Griffin as well. You get 3 sockets on Griffin. But why this is so epic is because it adds... oh, fuck. Blast! Excuse my language. It's so Toad because it adds more depth to the game, all right? It adds more strategy. It adds more variability and stuff like that. All right, just making it even more complex and even more customizable, you know? So that's why that's so towed. And Diablo, you know, in a lot of ways is centered around the gear. So this adds new depth and new tiers to your gear. You know, now if you find a Griffin's that's towed, but can you find a Griffin's and slam that hog and get 3 sockets in that Griffin's? You know what I mean? And how perfect of a Griffin's can you do that to, bruh? And do you dare slam this Griffin's? Because it could go bye-bye. It could disappear and turn into a rare, remember. Then you'll never get him back again until you find another. And can you make it towed? You know, is the ultimate question when it comes to slamming shit with these little OOCs. Can you make it towed? How rare are these? Sometimes folks run Hell Cows and they find like 10 of them. Sometimes you'll run Hell Cows, kill them all. You won't find a single one. You can do it for several games and not find a single one. So I don't know how rare they are, man. It seems to be so damn random. But yeah, it's towed nonetheless. But anyway, Path of Diablo, this ladder is resetting August 2nd. All right, there's going to be a patch implemented as well. So a lot of us are hoping for some changes. They usually do revise things and add skill modifications and balancing. Sometimes add new content. You know, right now, in terms of those endgame tiers that I was talking about a few minutes ago, there are 4 of them right now that you can run. Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are rumors that tier number 5 is in the works. All right, so new content right there potentially, but who knows what's going to come. This news isn't going to be here until like a few days before the ladder reset, I believe. So right around the end of July and August, we might be hearing more about the changes, the potential changes that could be made for Path of Diablo. But get on this shit, man. Go to pathofdiablo.com, I think. Figure out how to get this working. It's really simple to download this, and you do need a working copy of Diablo 2 and Lord of Destruction already on your computer. You know, you can purchase it from that little Blizzard thing, the Blizzard.com or Battle.net. I don't remember where, man, but you know, it's the official website through Blizzard where you can buy Diablo 2. You get it there, and then you can download Path of Diablo. This game's GG. So get on here, man. Let me know if you guys are going to be playing Path of Diablo this ladder reset, and what character are you going to make, and how deep are you going to go in this ladder, bro? Let me know in the comments below. More videos to come, especially on Diablo Beelzebub for a little while here. Really having a good time with that shit. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace with you.